What's going on, guys? Chatty CRC here with you back on the channel. Today we're taking a look at the Acrobrat again. Got about 20 packs through this thing now, and I've done a lot of tweaking and changes to the original build setup and the tune, and I think I'm pretty happy with the way that this setup is going right now. A couple things real quick that have changed. Of course, added the 3D printed parts, pulled out the Sparrow 2 and put in the Micro Eagle just because, hey, it's a Micro Eagle and it looks so much better. Also got rid of the Axis Stubby and put a VAS Ion on there just because the battery and everything was blocking the Stubby, which would go completely down back here, and just not getting the FPV feed performance that I really wanted out of it. Same reason why I went with the Micro Eagle. They just look great, and since I'm running a RUNCAM DVR inside here instead of running with the split mini, it just makes the overall flight and recorded image look a lot better. Of course, added the 3D printed parts. I did have to cut away a little bit of the front bumpers up here, as you can see. Was getting them in the sides of the Sparrow. I'm not sure if they would have been in the camera view of the Micro Eagle, but too late now. So everything else is pretty much the same. If you've watched any of the build videos playlist, I'll put all that stuff up here in the corner, right up here. And so let's talk about the flight and how this thing runs. So after about 20 packs through this baby, you know, I'd have to say that it is definitely as close to a 5-inch as you're going to get without having, in a 3-inch frame, without having a lot of the dumb quirks that you get with a lot of the 3-inch frames. And I'm not sure how much that is based on like frame design, or if it's just that these are the biggest motors that I've ran on a brushless, but you don't get like dumb things like throttle dips and stuff like that. Like, you have a real consistent throttle. You don't have to worry about not having enough power, like pulling out of dives or anything like that. This thing is like a total proximity cruiser. The way that I have it set up, that's kind of how I fly anyway. I very rarely do a bunch of like snap rolls and flips and stuff like that in my videos, but it's just great to fly because the flight characteristics are that of like a 5-inch, and you can still take it places where you, in your environment, where you might not want to take a 5-inch. So enough talking about and looking at the frame. We'll get a weight on everything real quick, and then we'll take a look at some flight footage and talk about some of the things I've done in Betaflight and BLHeli32 to tune this. So you can see our total all-up weight is around 198, which, you know, people will say, well, that's a little heavy. I've got lightweight 5-inch builds that are like that, but the whole purpose is to keep the weight up a little bit to help dampen vibration if you're running a split mini. I've been running a couple different batteries in this configuration, a 650 Tattoo 4S, which comes in at 270 grams, and then the 650 China Hobbyline mini star pack, which will come in at 287. So a little bit of difference in weight there. The China Hobbylines are a little bit bigger than the 650 Tattoos. I really haven't noticed much of a difference in flight time between the two, though. That's one thing that's kind of funny. So I'm getting around I would say 3 minutes 45 seconds to 4 minutes of good powerful flight. I could definitely stretch it out to 4:30, 4:45, but that last 30 to 45 seconds, it kind of loses some of its you know, some of its flight characteristics, because it just is kind of starving for voltage. So it is what it is. Alright, so let's take a look at the footage here. I've sped it up to about 116%, which is about as close to the accurate speed as I can get. And you can see just how smooth everything really does fly, even with the choppy 640 by 480 video. The thing is just tuned great. BLHeli32 settings, I have motor timing set to auto, and then I have the PWM rate set to 48 kilohertz. And in beta flight 3.4, you know, took a little while to get like the rates kind of figured out, but they're pretty close to what my normal rates are. As far as PIDs go, D gains are pretty high, like around 28 to 30. I did all the basic 3.4 stuff, like turn on the RC smoothing and the I-term relax. Even though I didn't really need to turn up my I-terms at all, it feels pretty good the way that it is. Tried it both ways, and it kind of got a lot of wind up even at stock I rates. P gains are up a little bit. You can pretty much put them wherever you want to. I didn't really find any issues at all with my setup on the GemFan 3052s here. And let's see, I keep my transition at 1 and my set point weight at about 0.25, just to get the feel that I want, try to make it feel as close to my 5 inches as I can. All in all, the thing is just awesome to fly. It really is. It's super quiet. It doesn't annoy anybody. Went flying with the guys on Sunday, and they were all pretty impressed with the way things were going with it, and it's definitely a great flyer. So I highly recommend it to anybody that's out there thinking about getting something a little small to play around with. And you know, once you get past the initial build, batteries and maintenance and stuff like that isn't too bad at all. So that's gonna do it for this flight. Probably be back next. Gonna probably throw the split mini on there and see what kind of HD footage we can get out of it. So we'll see how that goes. Talk to you guys later.